Did you not get it?
No.
Oh, yeah. Did I send it to
I got the RL, I got RLC, was that you? No, because you're Asian.
Well, I'm not, but yes.
You are Asian.
Well, I know, I saw
This
the
back
things
up
emails
before I
to you, so I
forget.
know if you and
Oh, he's the one that said.
yeah.
Okay, you have that back started with it, and then your building zip code.
Yeah.
That is 087. All these are yours.
Fisher.
All these are yours, and you have a list in there of who, all of it is designated, so you're small, and then all of them are there. You have 13. Eight, nine. I don't know, in your original one, you said you had a small plus 2 XLs, and you didn't give me a name. So, you had 11, 13.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and that's why I wanted you to have the list, so you would know
Yes, thank you.
who owes you money.
Not me, I don't.
Not me.
Yeah, here's just Jerry Fisher, SDG.
When did he send it?
I want to say yesterday.
Oh, I can't start, because I got secretary.
Obviously.
Like my secretary.
Yeah, yesterday. I forwarded
You
it to
need me to
again.
get out, you want me to secretary for you? Who do you need, Karen?
Karen Marshall, and you said Rachel today?
Martin? Yeah, they're both in legislative priorities, because I left them and told them, we have a meeting.
Yeah, they have so long.
Yeah.
They got long, that's okay, this will be short and
Well,
sweet.
Bob Paul was talking.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
And when he got started, he really only had 5 minutes, and so she told him he had 5 minutes.
Yeah.
before the meeting was over. So he said, and then she said, okay, 10, and then he said, when she handed him the
Oh,
mic,
he can talk, oh.
she said, take however long you want, and he said, first thing he said was, if you get bored, just leave. Well, I'm not bored, I just
But I
have
have
another
other things to
minute.
do, yeah.
I'm gonna go and go like this.
You be careful.
Oh, Jerry.
Just be careful enough, and then they're on. It's a problem. Not being careful enough is a problem.
See, I'm good, you done. He said, okay, I'm coming. I don't want you here. Yes, I know, look at this. Took all my people.
What meeting is this?
This is partnership.
We got my shirt. Nice. Official now? Yeah. Do you guys know which committee is this?
Partnerships.
Did you really bring the same shirt though?
I really do have it. Yeah, it's hanging up.
And you brought it though?
Yeah,
Y'all gonna work tonight.
It's even better.
yeah. No, I definitely will.
Love that.
Yeah, I'll still work at it. So we're not.
Okay, we're not completely
Yeah.
matching.
Yeah.
We have that shirt.
Rachel,
That's just her daughter's talking.
Yeah, so
You
is that
talk
still accurate?
oh, well,
You know
Jill
what
was
we're gonna do?
talking, so, yeah.
When I look at that phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go.
Good. I remember going back to my emails.
Oh, I went in there, Jill was talking about t-shirts, so I did a little cheer for that.
It's accurate.
No.
I finished.
Okay. Cool.
Move to your left.
I was gonna say, do I need to actually give any report or just have them?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I remember Gail and Susan. I think those are the three of us. Okay, cool. Yeah, well, do you have a report, like, from Ashley or from Dawn? Okay. But they- Right. Yeah. Well, I guess there's worse problems to have, right? Like we have, that's good. So yeah, the worst case scenario.
We can actually run to HUD.
We can say we reviewed it beforehand. Thank you.
Oh, you are. Okay, so then.
That would be nice, me too. Yeah. Where is it?
He sent it along to the coalition.
That is her. That's all he sent me, is that letter from, here from the. Oh, yes.
I had a, yeah. 40 in front of me, and I'm like, okay, I don't know where it goes. Yeah, sure. All right, well, then I'll reach out to you. You.
No, I'm gonna go, you think it was done last year?
Yeah, it was. Ask, Rachel. I should have a copy of that, I can't find it. Hey, how are you?
All right.
Sorry.
Getting caught in conversation.
There you go. There's your medium. Okay. We do have some, take those two.
I'll get a fourth large.
Okay, or we have extra large, it's up to you. Too small, I'm worried about them getting.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so, and somebody was using that with Melinda?
Four large
Are they good?
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Yes.
Partners and coalitions.
Okay.
I had it about what.
No.
This one short, so we need one, so.
That's because you start off short.
That's right.
And sweet. Those self-descriptions.
Karen, where do you want me?
When she calls you up, when you come around.
Okay, thanks.
Pack it up.
No, I am Republican.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yay.
this is it.
Okay. Jerry Fisher.
That's me, I just look at legislative priorities and report to the young Republican.
Yay, thank you.
Thank you.
Very. Yes. Edgar's from mine.
Yes.
Well, who's it responsible for sending all that stuff in?
Oh, well, didn't I send it to you? It's in your email. It totally is in your email.
So that way we can go.
Did you get mine?
It's in your.
T-A-R-A. No? You mean to send it to you?
Yes.
Okay. You have received the pachyderms and the young
Oh,
Republicans
not
from
packages, but I didn't get that.
Take it off?
Yes. No.
Karen, did they send something else from the wires?
Well, yes,
Sure.
to review, they had to send in their bylaw.
Their bylaw
application
office.
and
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay, perfect.
and we got it.
Yeah, so just send it to me, the nature of what is that, that's not there.
I'm saying it's straight out of the book.
Just so I
You have a file now, so you can keep it up.
Okay. You can send it to,
Well, I'm gonna get the resolution. I had mine.
Okay.
I'm gonna work on it.
Bowen?
Yes, and so it's the first one. Scott asked me if it is, I said, yes. One is an amendment, or the resolution, and I was like, Edgar wants what was approved.
What was approved, yes.
Yes, so whatever you have to do to get it done, like it was, so you still have it. Are you saying so tomorrow?
Well, I'm here till.
Do that.
I'll be here tomorrow. We'll be
There
here.
you go, so, yeah, so we're here tomorrow in
The
resolution.
resolution, I can talk to Scott then.
Yes, yes.
Sounds good,
Yeah,
thank
so
you.
he's saying you can talk to him, but it should have been on their agenda
You think the
today,
legislature
because
will
it's
look into that?
plenty of time, we went back and forth about what you want.
Okay.
That's how.
Thank you, Galen.
Thank you for bringing it to our attention,
I didn't
because,
do the whole plan.
I'm good with that.
Yes.
Send it to you.
That's what I'm saying, because I was sending her the package.
Oh.
That's the package.
You said it's not 5 or 10 or 6
I was getting a piecemeal from different clubs. Nope, that's not mine.
Elected for all the.
Oh, not it, yes.
Hey, kid.
Yeah.
We're ready for prayer, I need prayer. I need prayer.
She needs prayers. She says, oh, good grief, woman, it's not that stressful.
No, she's gonna call prayer.
You want me to do it?
Yes. I need prayer.
Okay. Prayer.
I'm just supposed to stay.
Wait 1 second.
Yeah, but let's close.
FYI, we're about to pray. If you're interested. I'll get it.
Thank you.
Delegate, my dear, delegate. Delegate, my dear, delegate. Right?
Those guys stand, you don't want to stand? Let's start out with a prayer, please. Heavenly Father, we come before your throne in praise and thanksgiving for all you have done and all you're going to do on our behalf and on behalf of our great nation. Grant us your wisdom, your knowledge, and your understanding of all matters at hand, that we may make the right choices that will guide us to the works you have prepared in advance for us to do. Lead us on a path that will bring glory and honor to your name. Bring forth healing for those suffering with illness and disease. Comfort those who have lost beloved family members and friends. We pray you cover our military and first responders with your outstretched arm and mighty hand of protection. We ask that you forgive us for when we fail you and sin against you. Grant us strength and courage to do what is right, knowing our time is at hand. We give you thanks and praise for all the many blessings you bestowed upon us, especially
our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you. Tia, do you want to go ahead and tell us?
I would love to go ahead. While you're up there. TFRW report, yes. My name is Kit Whitehill, and I am the state president for TFRW. If y'all are not familiar with us, we were founded in 1955, and we are also part of the National Federation of Republican Women. And we are the largest women's political grassroots organization pretty much in the country. And we currently have right at 12,000 members and 161 clubs across the state. Our objectives are, of course, to elect our Republican candidates, to increase the effectiveness of women for Republican government, to support the Republican Party policies, procedures, objectives, and work to increase our election integrity. Let's see, we provide the structure for women to get involved and so they can, whether they want to be grassroots activists, if they want to run for office, or if they're brand new, we provide that structure so they can get in. Education is extremely important to us, and we, every other year, we have a full legislative day session to train people, and the other years, we have a full leadership day opportunity to train people. And within each club, there's lots of structure, lots of opportunities to hear from elected officials, speakers, things like that. What else do you want to know?
I have a question. What do you
Yes.
think, what do y'all think about school choice? Are y'all helping us with school choice?
Well, our legislative vice president is back there, but we have not made any final decisions. You know, the last session, we were very involved with CRT legislation and election integrity. And so I think at this point, kind of like y'all, we're waiting to see what's been filed and see where we go from there. But we're not gonna work, you know, I know when I did this, a year and a half ago, whenever I did it with David, you know, his questions was, will TFRW ever work in opposition to the Republican Party of Texas? And he said, no. So, you know, we are both separate, like TRCCA, TFRW, and RPT, we're all separate organizations, but it's important to us, we feel it's very important that all conservative organizations work together. And, you know, we've been reaching out some, I've been trying to work with the YRs, and I live in Dallas, I'm trying to work with the YRs up there, and of course, RNC, RPT, and the county chairs, and Americans for Prosperity. So we just feel we can be more effective if we can all work together. Focus on getting our Republicans elected, educating, and getting our Republicans to get out and vote. We did not have a great turnout this last time. And we've got lots of plans to increase our membership this next year, so we're working on that. That's important.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, yes, please.
So what is y'all's position on the banned Democrat chairs?
Okay, so as an organization, we don't take a position.
Okay.
You know, some of our clubs might, because we, how do I explain this? Clubs cannot lobby as TFRW, you know. If they, do you want to explain this part of me? Clubs can do a resolution if they have a 2/3 majority written vote for a club. I have been encouraging people that for any kind of resolution, that to me, encouraging your members, if this is important to you, you know, if any Democrats are important to you, getting 100 letters from 100 women might be more effective than a resolution. And resolutions in an organization can also cause division, because not everybody's going to agree.
Yeah, we're not asking for a resolution,
Yeah.
so are y'all doing anything to like encourage your clubs to come to Rules Day, to support banning Democrat chairs?
No,
So you're not
we haven't done
doing
anything like that. We haven't done anything. We, you know, we kind of stay in our lane and try to educate. We try to educate women.
Okay.
That is our goal.
Okay.
So,
Can I ask a quick question? I'm curious to know what your outreach has been like in the last, last election cycle to young single women who are conservative.
you know, well, I will tell you that this year, we have we have increased our digital outreach a lot. And, you know, we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of those, and I can't tell you our exact numbers, but I know our people that are following us have just are trying to reach it. We also, we have a list of, I don't know if this is young enough for you, of 144,000 women, ages 35 to 55. And we have been reaching out to those women in many different ways, and we've also started texting, trying to reach women that way. And we've been able to text to specific areas, you know, parts of the state, things like that. So we're trying to break into, you know, whatever.
The digital age.
Digital world, yes.
Is that mostly from the state level, or is that kind of directed through the county?
So the names came to us through the state level, but then we're trying to funnel them out and then help each of the clubs. And like when we were in McAllen for the RNC walkathon, we sent a text to women in that group and said, hey, if you don't have anything to do on Saturday, come to the Republican Party headquarters, or the RNC community center, and come walk with us. And there weren't that many women on that list when we come. But we had 2 women show up, and they were like, who is this Kit Whitehill person? Because it came up to me. And they said, we didn't know anything about this, we don't know anything about the Republican Party, so we wanted to know. And then they both come and call. So, you know, that was exciting. And with one of the texts we sent out to that group of women, we had more traffic on our website, because one of us to say, yes, I want to get involved, or want to click on our website. And we had more people go to our website than we've had in over a year on that day. So that was very encouraging. So we're trying to figure all this stuff out and how we can reach, and one other thing, this one, you want to know, our National Federation has started a different youth outreach initiative. And each state is supposed to have, and we have someone to work with NFRW. So we are definitely trying to work on this and not have just a bunch of old ladies. Because we need the younger people to keep
I
this going.
only bring the question up because in the last election cycle, in the general election, just midterms in general, Democrat women, or women between the ages of like 25 to 40, voted almost 36% Democrat. And a lot of it had to do with the misinformation that was spread with
Yes.
Roe versus Wade and
Yes.
abortion and all of that. And so the question that, you know, a friend of mine runs a radio show in Missouri, and she was concerned about all of this because some of the Republican pushback was, well, if they're single, obviously they should get married. You know, and I was like, so Jesse Waters, and it had several conservative like talk shows. Yeah, so I was kind of like, well, you know, the pushback is education.
Yes.
You
Right.
know, you want
Yes.
to educate young women.
Yes.
So I was curious to know like what.
Right.
I'd like to give a shout out to the Waco check.
Oh, yes. but
They are workhorses.
They
are
are.
reaching out. Yeah, and I think within the last year, they've increased their membership from 300 to over 400.
They are growing at a rapid pace, and they, McLennan County and several other of our Republican women's clubs did billboards this year. I don't know if you saw any of them, but about before the election, you know, getting out to vote, and it would have, some of them had the club names on there, some of them just said Republican women. But, you know, we're trying to be creative in the ways we can raise awareness for our organization. So that was very exciting. They are on
They're
fire.
workhorses.
Are you an associate member?
Yes.
Good answer. Good job. Good answer. That is what that is. So, yes, great. So, what else y'all need to?
That's it, we got all your information, send all the documentation in, send it to Jen. We have got a link, guys, where all our stuff's going, so you can come sit over next time, we'll already have all of this information. We'll update it again in 2 years, but, we actually, we found it now. You know,
That's
so,
so
yes.
I just have one question. Yes.
Who's the lady who accompanied you?
Oh, this is Robbie Hall. She is our Vice President of Legislation.
Ah, cool.
Thank you.
That's it. Okay.
Thank y'all, thank you for being on the hot seat.
Oh, I
I don't think we prepared you for that. We asked you to pray and then we put you on the hot seat.
Oh, I asked her earlier.
Yeah, she did ask me
Yes,
that.
that's her.
Okay, thank y'all.
Thank you.
Okay, who else did your homework?
The Republicans did.
Yeah, young Republicans.
Okay, so do I go over there?
Yeah, they come around here on
Yes,
this.
yes, yes. And, yeah. Yeah. Sorry about that.
You're good. Where you been? You're good to go. Good team.
Go. Well, thank you very much, everyone, but I don't need my phone, but. My notes on this are not that.
Sorry.
Well, thank you very much to, the committee, Coalitions Committee, we're really grateful for the opportunity to present. My name is Ed Checker Jr. I am not on the board, well, I'm on the board as president or proxy for Alfred County, YR. I'm not an elected, executive committee official technically, but I am part of the policy committee, and I'm the policy deputy for the Gulf Coast region, which of course encompasses Houston, Galveston, Brazoria, Montgomery, and a couple other counties as well. So I'm really excited just to come and share with you, about policy, and then I'll answer any questions you have relating to YR to the best of my ability. I already sent a text message to our political director for that letter, so that way if someone can send it, if not our secretary, then our chairman will be able to send it. Yeah, we'll send it in. But so kind of just start from the pretty basic parts of it. Texas Young Republicans, as part of our organization, we elect a policy director every 2 years. That policy director has the opportunity to establish their own committee and pretty much deal with any sort of policy-related issue that comes across our way. And so for the last, I believe, last two sessions, with 3 sessions, YR have been really active in the legislature and have made really good connection with not just, our representatives and our senators, but with also their staffers, and staff members are pretty much the ones who make the Capitol go forward. They make it run smoothly, and anytime you go up to any representative or member, they'll always say, go to my staff, So fostering relationships with staff members has been a key component to the YR successes in the legislature. And just off the top of my head, one of the priorities that we had from last session that actually got through, which was one of the RBT priorities, was constitutional care. And so we were instrumental in helping kind of convince some Republican senators that were a bit weary on the Senate side, but with our help, and with legislative days, being able to go to them personally and meet with their staff, we were able to get that legislation through, on top with the heartbeat bill, the trigger bill. So we were really active last session. So this time around, we had elected a new policy director. His name is Peyton LaValve, and Peyton currently serves as Galveston County YR president as well. And so Peyton's main objective for the YR policy committee was really to get us in more alignment with the Republican Party of Texas's legislative priorities. And so right after he was elected, he started working with myself and 2 other policy deputies that encompass other regions of the state, and we started crafting a policy survey that our objective was to kind of get a good grasp on what the Federation wanted to have as their legislative priorities, and really what was best representative of it. Peyton came up with the idea that if we were going to have any sort of legislative priorities, we were going to adopt an 80% threshold, meaning that any responses that we got on our policy survey, in order for it to show some sort of consensus, 80% was the threshold that it needed to hit, which ultimately culminated in our 6 legislative priorities, which are banning COVID-19 vaccine mandates, protecting the border, ending child gender modification, parental rights and education, school choice, and then no men and women's sports. So as you can see, those are very much aligned with the RPT's legislative priorities. And so I'm not sure, I just actually emailed Karen the results of the policy survey, and I'm not sure if you guys got it, but the policy survey really was very indicative of what our members wanted. So our membership as a whole, I believe, approximately 1,100 members across the entire state of Texas. And so, based on that, we got a little over 20 to 30% response rate in the survey, which, anyone who does surveys knows. Yeah, it is, it's a very high number, so we received somewhere approximately 340 responses from our membership. And so, from there, we were able to ask various questions that dealt with various topics. As you can see, we have it on hand right there with you. We asked on public education, the economy, border security, emergency mandates, gender identity and modification, health and human services, school safety and first amendment. And so the sections that you see here are the ones that had the most consensus amongst our membership base. We did ask other questions, of course, regarding the environment. We asked different questions regarding other forms of education and a couple other subjects, but these were the ones that came out with the highest consensus. And so based on that, Peyton, along with his policy committee and the policy deputies, we developed the Texas Young Republicans legislative priority resolution, which we passed unanimously out of committee and unanimously out of the floor at our convention in the county. And so it really goes to show that young Republicans across the entire state are united in being aligned with the RPT's legislative priorities. And as I said just a couple moments ago in there, that we are different organizations. And that's something that we all have to take into consideration, But we have to work together for the common goal of achieving and passing our legislative priorities, and ultimately we are Republicans, we're a united front. Democrats unite, behind one single topic all the time. But Republicans, sometimes we might, because we have so many different opinions, it can really be a detriment to ourselves sometimes. And so in order to help overcome that, the Republicans are ready to partner with the RPT in order to achieve these legislative priorities. So I am open to any questions, comments, concerns that you may have, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, yay! I do have a question.
Yes.
And maybe,
So do I.
okay. Okay, you are the Texas Young Republican Federation. Is there also Texas, there's not another?
No.
There's not.
That's why you and I
Why
are
are-
not on the
yes.
same page.
Exactly, that's
What
what.
was,
Yes.
your
I
question was
go by what
gonna
they
be,
told me.
I know,
what
There's
was
only
it?
one.
It didn't get finished, there's not another one.
Texas Young
Another
Republican.
Young Republican group,
Okay.
because I've got two groups out here, but you're.
Yeah, we're the Texas Young Republicans Federation, and we are associated, we're also a chapter of the National Young Republicans Federation.
Thank you.
So, and I guess just as a quick update on that, next year we will be hosting 2 conventions in the Dallas area.
Oh, yeah.
Our Texas YR convention, and then at the same time we'll be hosting the National Young Republicans Federation convention in Dallas. And so we're hoping that the next chairman of our federation will be Texas's very own Peter Paget as well. So
Yes.
we are
Yes.
very excited for that event next year as well. So you all are more than welcome to come and participate and just kind of see YRs in action as well.
Do you have dates on that yet?
Like
Not
the month, like
the
you-
month, I believe it would be in mid-August. That's kind of what we're looking at right now. Yeah, typically, yeah.
I've got a question too.
Yes.
Forgive my ignorance, but what's the criteria for membership in Young Republicans?
You have to, well, of course, you have to believe in the
you have to be
Republican.
young.
You have to be young.
Well, I know I don't
Yeah.
qualify. No, I was wondering if it's connected to college campuses or anything like that.
So, well, I guess first and foremost, you have to be aligned with the Republican principles and conservative values. That's number one. Number two, you have to be between the ages of 18 and 40 years old to be a part of the YR. When we're talking about college campuses, so there's another organization, it's the College Young Republicans, the CYRs, and that's a whole separate entity in and of itself. However, what we did at the convention in McAllen this past September was that we added an amendment to our constitution, amended our bylaw, if I'm not mistaken, allowing for college Republicans to be Texas Young Republicans at the same time. So just based on that, and I don't have the specific numbers with me because I don't deal with that, but from what I've heard from our board that that is going to increase exponentially the amount of young Republicans that are represented from across the state of Texas. And so it's all up to the individual clubs on how they decide to administer that specific portion of it. But the bottom line is that college Republicans will now be Texas Young Republicans, and our goal is to start focusing from that very young age, of 18, because of course we all know, our colleges and our universities across the entire country, have taken a step towards indoctrination rather than teaching, rather than teaching. And so at this point in time, we want to make sure that we reach out to everyone, and we want to make sure that this is one of the main objectives of the policy committee, really, is that we're being effective statewide, and we're not necessarily just a social club per se, that we're actually being effective across the state, and we're being that force to be reckoned with, because we are fighting for the very soul of our nation, we're fighting for the very soul of these young people, and we want to make sure that we're involved every step of the way, and that everyone has an opportunity to be welcomed into the Texas Young Republican Federation, to participate in whatever way they choose.
Thank you.
Damon, do you have a question?
He answered part of it, and I think we figured out the other, we were confused on, because like Texas YRs and Texas YR Federation is the same.
Yeah.
So that federation, so we had information that it was Texas Young Republican Federation, and then we had Texas Young Republicans thinking they were two separate.
Yeah.
But y'all are under that umbrella of Texas Young Republican Federation,
Yeah.
and we just shorten it to Texas YRs.
Yeah, we shorten it to Texas YR.
Okay.
It's often, people think it's a little acronym.
Right, right, well,
Yeah,
we're acronym crazy
Why are
in
you
the
YR?
Republican Party. And so how do y'all go about getting your members?
So it really depends on the club. So for example, and I'm just gonna know, because this was shared to us at our convention, okay? And our political director, Michael Salvo, was supposed to be here, but he had a back injury last night, so he wasn't able to be here with us, And so, he didn't necessarily ask me to, speak on specifics or anything, but I will say that our membership base really just depends on the club itself. But just on the members we have, which is approximately, to my knowledge, of approximately 1,100 members or so, we reached 6.9 million voters in the state of Texas. So in other words, we had 6.9 million voter contacts across the entire state, which was, if I'm not mistaken, the most voter contacts that TYRF has ever had in history. And so, whether it's through membership drives, or participating in your local Republican Party, or sometimes, you can go, now that the college Republicans will be considered YR, whether that means tabling out at university, whatever the case may be, our goal is to drive up that membership, but however much, we are focused a lot on maintaining those voter contacts and increasing them as the election cycles go by, because ultimately, we're ready to be represented, and we're not necessarily, just in the background, just waiting, we're here, we're in the now, and we're ready to take the leadership role within the Republican Party to keep going, moving forward, and to keep advocating for conservative values.
So you may not know the answer to this, but what happens like after they turn 40 and transition out? Do y'all
They start getting great.
Well, that too, but
Yeah, gold
yes.
star.
So-
Yeah, gold stars, whatever, so yes.
So Karen is actually our alumni chair here, and I believe
Okay.
that there are certain events that happen, throughout the year. For example, I know that at the state convention, there was an alumni event that occurred, where people, that were YR at one point came in, they got together. I mean, at least for me, the way I see it, I'm not sure whether people see it this way, but once a YR, you're always a YR.
Yeah.
There you
Oh, really?
Yeah, young at heart, exactly, But the good part of it is, even though, let's say, you're at a convention, and, we're of course, we choose delegates from across the state, the various clubs, have discretion on how to choose their delegates, But, when we all gather in one single place, it's not just young Republicans that are gathered there, there's tons of other people from all over the state, vendors that go there, and people who were YRs at one point, gathered together. It's this big family, really, that, you never leave behind. You never leave behind, and so I think that's one of the best parts of why it's that cohesiveness that, is Councilman Waynham fails, it's always there, no matter what, the relationships you establish when you're a YR, I can assure you, I'm pretty sure Karen can attest to this, that they last for your entire lifetime. And so I'm really excited, proud, really privileged to be a member of the Texas YR, and of course, being one of the policy deputies, we're really excited to keep it at this point and, move forward.
And I can tell you, Texas is special in regards to Young Republicans because we have the only archive of Young Republicans in the country. All the other states look to us because Senator John Tower credited his win, being the first Republican to win statewide in Texas. He credited the Young Republicans with his election because a Young Republican club in each city managed his campaign. And so in his trust that he left to Southwestern University, he created an archive for the Young Republicans. There's a repository and a museum there at the special John Tower collection at the library at Southwestern University.
That's pretty
Just
cool.
north of here, so it's the only place. There's some really cool stuff. I mean, whoever thought that paper dresses were a good idea for campaigns, but there was a Nixon dress there. It was loaned to me for an exhibit. And besides that, I've met, anybody who didn't know, Kevin McCarthy was the National Young Republican chairman. And so he's,
Something I would like to know.
well, I'm not saying, but you've gotta say, it ushers in leaders.
Yeah.
It does usher in leaders.
It launches. And Hayden's very, very promising
Yes.
candidate for the next national
Yes.
chairman.
Yes.
And I have friends, when they wanted to know about Eric and how did Louisiana, get out of it, I called my buddy, YR from Louisiana in the Secretary of State's office. And he was involved in the process. You get to know people from all over, and it's very handy. They're going to be people who are going to be involved in the process and who have been dedicated much younger than average and for a very long time. So, the network is awesome.
Well, yeah, let me throw that out, because us older, okay, we're the old Republicans. I go to WIRE meetings there in Rockwall, because they're so passionate, so excited about being a Republican. That's where we gotta grab them, and that's why we really appreciate y'all so much.
Yes,
We really
yes.
do.
Edgar's from my area of town, and he caught from the convention this year, he caught one of our platforms that had been wordsmithed and ended up meaning something different than the original intention. And so the unintended consequences of wordsmithing, so we'll be voting on that tomorrow to fix that. But he's very involved, and so yes, thank you for
Thank you
coming
very
and
much.
speaking on behalf, so I'm excited to see where that leads.
Yes, definitely. We're excited, and, if there's anything that we can be of service for, please don't hesitate to reach
Okay,
out.
are you staying through tomorrow?
Yes, I'm seeing you tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, so
If
if
you
you
don't
don't
mind,
resolution approved.
I invited them to the Christmas party.
Yeah, there you go.
Just a kind of a request for myself and probably for others too.
Yes.
Suggest to the other YRs that they reach out to their SREC people, because a lot of us are looking for, replacements.
Yes.
That's not the right word, but, I'm
We're
seven-
looking for people to mentor.
Yes, well, I'm thinking that as excited as they are, they'll probably, they'll probably mentor me, but, we need to be developing as
That's a great idea.
the farm team, if you will.
Yeah.
And we're not doing that. Democrats are really good at starting in junior high and developing a farm team.
Yeah.
We're not, and so I'm in SC 23, so I'm looking for some, and so that's Zimmer, looking for young people to be next.
Yes, most definitely, and I will say, that's not necessarily my area per se, I'm more policy wise, but, we can get your contact information, we can give it to our political director, Michael Salvo, and he can, maybe that's a suggestion for Kate, that he can help out with, maybe seeing if there can be a way to establish relationships between YR and their SREC, so, but,
Because we need to have an exchange of information, and definitely an exchange of excitement. When we're doing events, we want you to participate, and when you're doing events, we want to participate.
definitely.
And Republic has hosted some deployments for block walkers for districts that were more challenged over the last 2 years. They had some of the best deployments, and they're always, let's say, they're always hungry when they get there. If anybody wants to come feed the Young Republicans or come to town block walk, that's always welcome, that kind of thing, helping with our events.
Shipley's got a lot of money for
At an earlier meeting today, we were trying to figure out how to reach high school kids and trying to figure out where would leadership for such a group come from and so on. And just hearing you talk, I think maybe you guys might be the key to helping us reach into high school areas to develop baby YRs, or I don't know what you would call them, but young YRs or recruits for the future or something like that, but
Now, I do
seems to me that could be
an idea,
good.
and I do know that there are some clubs that offer associate memberships, you know?
Like student
Yeah, that like
memberships.
student memberships, I'm not sure all of them do, but I do know several of them offer it, yeah. And so, you know, whatever we can do, you know, maybe not necessarily, you know, a voting membership or whatever it is, but I think that a lot of it depends on the clubs themselves, the engagement that they have, and really, you know, what are their goals, you know, as a club, you know, because ultimately it's like the Texas Federation of Republican Women, you know, they provide that structure, that centralized structure, kind of similar to like we do, you know, but their clubs are independent, you know, and their clubs are the ones that determine what their goals are, what are they gonna focus on, because, you know, ultimately, we believe in a bottom to top system, you know, we don't believe in a top to bottom system, and that's where the grassroots really is birthed, you know, because the more independence, and I guess to a degree, you know, the more flexibility you allow these clubs to be able to operate in however way they see vested in accordance to where they are, you know, what their demographics are, you know. I think that's how you're going to continue increasing the engagement from the club perspective. That's all. Now, I'm not the club development director either, so I cannot necessarily speak to that, but I know that.
That you could work.
But I mean, that's, you know, that's kind of the whole, our focus and our mentality, you know, and if there's ever anything that our clubs need, you know, I'm 100% sure that our club development director, Hannah Beth Jones, is always there to help out and provide the training or anything that they need to help grow that club as well.
Yeah, if you wanna write that name down, that's Hannah Beth Jones, is the director of club development, so if you're looking for a club in your area, that kind of thing.
Well, actually, they changed it, it's club development director now instead of director of club
Well,
development.
yeah.
But no, yes.
How do you get in contact with him though?
Oh, Hannah Beth?
Hannah Beth.
I can get you in contact with Hannah.
Hannah,
Hannah Beth Jones.
B-E-C-K.
Hannah Beth.
Oh, Hannah.
Yes.
Well, see, I've got my hearing aids in, but it's kind of a.
Sorry, I don't have a list, her name is Beth. Well,
Thank you very much. No,
Thank
very
you,
much.
and
Thank
So,
thank you.
are you telling me there's no college Republican group?
Oh, there it is.
There they are, yeah, there
You
is.
just can't find them.
That's right. There's no way you know.
College
So I
YR.
can't put them on the
Well, it's
website.
called CR. It's called CR.
Yes.
College Republican, yeah.
But they're a separate club.
Yeah, they're
Back in the 70s or 80s, the three split. They did used to come as one organization. But then the college students, because we aren't allowed to go onto college campuses because we aren't students,
Oh,
and they have their functions on campus. So that made a distinct logistical issue for starters.
But now with the amendment that passed this time around, you know, it gives them that automatic membership to be, whether it's as part of their, you know, of their club, you know, their, let's say, Texas State, for example, you know, Texas State, I believe is in county, if I'm not mistaken, or Hays, I think it's Hays, Hays County, yeah, Hays County. Texas State is in Hays County, but Texas State has one of the largest CR or clubs, you know, in the state. And so that's kind of what the whole perspective of it was, you know, that in order, you know, to kind of like bring some of those more members into our fold, you know, and kind of offer them some of those networking opportunities as well, while they're still a member of their CR groups on their campus as well.
Right. Organization I'm
college to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So something, yeah, that makes
And when I was in president of the Bear County Club, I had a couple of situations where a local college student came to me. It happened twice at least, where they came and they said, you know, we'd like to have Republicans on our campus. Can you help? And I was like, gladly. And because I knew a professor there, I was able to find them a faculty sponsor, and then I was able to provide them with speakers. I knew an alumni who was a Republican judge and was very happy to come and be their first speaker. I could get them, you know, venues, sponsors, faculty, which is the most crucial part, and help them with the writing of the Constitution and filing it with their student government organization, that kind of thing. So they, oftentimes, we help the college or high school Republicans anytime they ask us. And because we have our already organized structure, we've been there, done that, that we can help them out. So they find us.
Okay, and this may be a good time to ask the question. In my research about the college Republicans, I saw several articles saying that they actually have split with the college Republican.
The national.
The national, because of some, let's just say, election irregularities. Perhaps. And they are now calling themselves young conservatives.
Well, there's a couple
That's a different
That's
beat,
a
yeah.
totally different issue. If you want to brag on YCT, talk to Minister.
Yes, we had that conversation.
And then you can talk to Yale. There's no
So,
such.
Jerry,
this
this
is
is why we're
Plus,
confused.
there's CCUSA.
And YAL as well, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That's-
YAL too.
Yeah.
So everybody wants to do their own thing. So there's a lot of competing organizations. But the thing is, none of them want anything to do with the Republican Party.
So, the young Republicans still exist out there somewhere, and
No,
No,
the
college Republican,
Our
right.
Republicans still exist somewhere, and in theory, we ought to be able to get contact information for them.
I believe so. I'm not the best person to ask about that, to be completely honest with you. I'm not very familiar with that. But I would, if you don't find something else, I mean, maybe Karen and I can kind of help.
I could,
Yeah.
I could reach out to the guy who used to give the report to this, I assume he's.
That's the only thing I found when I Googled them,
The thing is,
some people that are no longer with them.
yes, but our people keep graduating.
Yeah, they do.
Well,
That's such a problem.
well, that wasn't this particular person's reason for leaving. But that there was a split. And so their information to me was, that's kind of a ghost group now,
Which one? College Republican?
college
Well,
Republicans.
there's always splits, because brash young people are, would you believe it, just as fractious as this group is.
So, I have an idea, if we can't reach them and they are kind of ghost and so forth, then
They don't need to be a partner for right now.
right, I would say that that's probably not a path of a group we need to pursue until they come to us wanting to
They have to also
be
be organized.
part. Right, then we get their bylaws and they're organized and they're accepting the platform, that way. So maybe, when they get it together.
I will tell you, I did like having them as a group, and there was a, I used to be actually against, I'd be like, you don't need to be a partner. Because I've been attended meetings of this committee for a long time. And the thing was, to be a college Republican or a young Republican, you didn't get any funding. So it was always very tempting for them to go with TPUSA or YCT or anything, because they provided them with the glamorous speakers and the banners and the venues and the functions and everything. But the one benefit we provided, it turned out, was the young Republicans of Texas. John, would you believe that the young Republicans of Texas were more conservative than the national young Republicans? And they,
Oh, yes.
and the thing was the issue of life.
Mhm.
The Texas young Republicans wanted to come out pro-life. And the college Republicans, the Texas college Republicans were more conservative in general than the college Republicans of the national. And the national wanted to punish them or kick them out or something. And the one thing that helped the college Republicans of Texas was at the time, they were an official auxiliary part of the Republican Party of Texas. And the National College Republicans weren't about to cut off the Republican Party of Texas. So that's the only, honestly, the only incident that I found that being an official auxiliary of this party actually helped one of the organizations in a very material way.
Well,
Okay,
we all
thank
learned
you.
something new today.
Thank you so
Well,
much.
I disagree.
All right,
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank you very much,
Yes.
thank you.
And you may be called upon tomorrow.
Thank you.
Serious.
Okay.
You had a great message.
Yes.
Okay,
Jerry, you don't have
Edgar.
you don't have
I'll
the
see
contact
you.
information for Hannah Beth.
Oh, I can get that for you again. Let me open my phone, which is
Can you
just
get
died,
that?
30 seconds.
Yeah, let's do that. Thank you.
My phone keeps dying on me.
Thank you, everyone.
See you at dinner.
Yes.
All right, there.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys need to come to the Christmas party tonight.
Yeah, we are, we're gonna go, yeah. Well, thank you very much, thank you.
Yes,
Have a
thank
good
you.
one, thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Speaking of not doing anything, John, 150, man, black man.
100 black, 50 black men.
It's 150.
I knew that. I just can't talk.
Well, I did try to contact Tim Leslie, but, he didn't respond, I didn't even get the leave message, then I forgot about it, so.
So that's another one that we tried.
Temporarily.
Yeah, we're temporarily not, let me tell you what we're doing with this, because our website, the RPC website has not been updated in 10, 20 years. And so we're trying to.
Just
get
that
all-
section.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, you're right, our partnership, where they want to call it this week, but it's not been updated. And so I'm trying to get all these groups done before we turn it over to them and say, please update. And so that's why I was.
Yeah.
Did you check with Eugene Ralph or Troy Jackson? I think both of them are 150.
Well, Troy is here, so I'll talk to him.
But,
But he's not the leader.
Maggie, tell us about once again.
Well, Alden Jackson, who is chair of the engagement group, is the leader of that. And I contacted her, and from what I understand right away, she
Okay.
sent
Delegate.
materials to Gary, so I think we have everything from her.
Yes, we have everything, and let me tell you,
I think that's correct.
yes, once again. Okay. And you notice that's the only Hispanic group that we have, because according to our research, all the other ones are not us.
Okay.
Not Republican.
He did a great report. He did brilliantly, I thought. but
I think he did, amazing.
He has the prioritization on
So I
Yeah,
think-
oh, I'm sure you could.
I think he did, I think that would be an excellent
I
idea.
do, but that one section was something that was involved in. Okay, we have one more, government,
Asian Republicans.
Asian.
Yeah,
You spoke last time.
I don't need to speak, tell me if they exist, just tell me we're gonna approve them.
Oh, so we did that last week.
Last week, you didn't.
I mean, last month. Whenever.
Okay, let's do Asian,
Good.
to the next task, Asian Republican.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all met Anthony Nguyen, but he's been the Asian Republicans liaison for a while, he's the president here in Austin. He did send us the application for the statewide organization. I don't think he's like the president or anything for the statewide chapter, but he's been a long time precinct chair, very involved here. Austin obviously is not the most Republican place, so they focus very heavily on like the city council races and trying to get people on school board, those types of things where people can have a bit of a better shot with the numbers here in Travis County. So they're a great group, been active, applying again to be a partner, and they've also sent us their bylaws and all the other information. You did get that email, right? Okay.
Yes, thank you. Got all that.
He wasn't gonna get here, but typical Austin, he said traffic was gonna be a pain getting down from his house, so he's got stuck up, Pflugerville, working on stuff, so.
Any questions for Asian? Okay, Patty Durham.
They exist, please approve them. Well, I sent you their constitution, their bylaws, their, the thing is, they have a different structure, they don't have a state organization, it's just the individual clubs belong to the National Federation, but the National Federation is headquartered in Houston. Suzanne Tedder is the executive director, and Fred Solis, who's part of my club, at the Alamo Pachyderm Club, is on the national board, one of the national directors. So there is no Texas Federation of Pachyderm Clubs, it's the National Federation of Pachyderm Clubs, and there's, I don't know how many, but numerous clubs around the state,
So how
including
do you-
multiple in Houston.
So how do you do that with, so do you get the bylaws and stuff from the national pachyderms?
That's what I sent. But if you want, I can send like the Alamo Pachyderm Club's bylaws.
Well, no, that's what my question would be like, is each individual club, if there's not a Texas one, then
So we-
how do you?
We sent you the national bylaws.
Well, and if you see the first sentence of partnerships, it says it's statewide.
Yeah,
Well, it is, there's two or three in Houston, there's one in San Antonio, there's,
but there's not
Not
a
a
Texas.
statewide.
So I,
but it's,
that's
but
what
it's
I'm asking.
headquartered in Texas, in Houston.
So do they have bylaws in Houston for headquarters?
That's the national bylaws.
Okay.
So all the, but I used to be very involved in Pachyderms. And then we got infiltrated by people who were really Democrats and taken over and it dissolved. But we had great fun while it was being ruled by Democrats. We just didn't know they were Democrats until we were destroyed. But anyway,
That's things.
I think that each individual club may have addendums to the national, but you have to, as a club, you have to accept, approve, whatever, the national bylaws.
Well, your bylaws cannot, you have to abide by those, and your own club's individual bylaws can't counter any of those.
Right.
Well, I agree, but it's a statewide deal, like TFRW, Texas.
But there isn't a Texas Federation of Pachyderms.
So what do we do?
Right, so how
No.
would you, so our bylaws say a partnership is defined as a statewide group which subscribes to the beliefs and principles advocated by the Republican Party, which offers opportunities for growth and development. So how
Number one,
do you
wait.
know that each one of these Texas groups, since there's no Texas umbrella, so to speak, how do you know that Galveston Pachyderms, Alamo Pachyderms, Houston Pachyderms, Dallas Pachyderms all adhere to this if there's no Texas? And I'm just asking, because I
Number one, because notice it doesn't even say Republican Party of Texas, our bylaws don't, it just says adhere to the principles of the Republican Party.
Right, but a partnership is defined as a statewide group.
It is statewide, there are clubs all over the state.
No, I don't think that's what it means.
No,
What it
it's
means
statewide.
is you have one organization that
Yeah.
is over the entire. For
Statewide.
instance, as much as I love McLean County Republican women, they can't be a partner with us because they're just not over the state. It's the Texas Federation.
Well, they are if they're part of TFRW.
But
No,
TFRW is the member.
partner is TFRW, not McLean County Republican.
Right, like Tri-County can't be a member because we're a club, but we're not.
But there's multiple clubs across the state.
And so TFRW is the partner, not the individual groups across the state. I mean, that's how I'm reading it, statewide group.
But that could be a coalition.
Yes, yeah, but I think we need to define how,
No, something else we need to look at is the bylaws. We want to update them, everything. We have to have the second quarterly meeting to do this. Because that would knock out the packages if they don't have a Texas government
Umbrella.
organization.
And that's an important group.
it is,
You
but
know,
couldn't
I
they-
think so, but
Very, very
couldn't
good.
they be a coalition? I just wanna make sure we get it right, like, if we're redoing it, then, I mean, it doesn't do any good to say and then make exceptions, so couldn't they be a
And
coalition?
the thing is, to me, the coalitions were always treated as the lower tier.
Well,
Honestly, they were,
aw,
because those were the groups that did not adhere to the entire, platform, unlike, like, the Young Republicans and the Pachyderm Club, which are in absolute lockstep, and do adhere to our organization's bylaws.
rather have this conversation with her and ask her how we get around it. How do we make the two shoes fit the same person?
Well, it's not her job, it's our job, because
But maybe
our
under-
bylaws
maybe
say
under-
that are the problem.
So maybe under coalitions, we propose a bylaw change that is something to, you know,
But instead of-
clubs or groups or something, and I won't get this right, that don't have a state affiliation, where we take that statewide group wording and flip it for for coalitions to define it, something like that.
So Karen, there's no other state that has got a governing body for their pachyderms?
It's just the national.
No, it's
Just
just national.
Because any, because.
That's plenty of administration. We don't need any more school districts. No more
That's why we pulled out of national.
Right.
Yeah, our Texas school board pulled out of national school boards because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, out of task, yes.
Everyone worries about administration. How about,
National, that goes
and,
direct.
or instead of being, the language being statewide organization, how about an organization that has 3 or more chapters across the state?
But as a statewide presence.
And then you would have to get each individual group to adhere and sign into this.
But then, like, what if there's only 2 Asian Republican clubs in the state?
Is the Asian Republican Club, is there a statewide?
They do
Yes,
say-
yes,
You got a
I-
statewide.
Four.
Okay. So I apologize for coming in late, is the issue trying to make pachyderms partnership, is that what the issue is? Okay, so,
We've always been a partner.
well, they've always been a auxiliary, right?
Yes.
I wish we had not ever changed that.
That's what
So
all-
confused.
That wording.
But that was for the benefit of TRPW.
Well, and then there's,
You know it.
that's the problem.
We all adhere,
What's
we
the, what do
changed
the bylaws say about
because of
definition of
TRPW.
coalition?
So
To
coalitions
adhere to their-
are defined as a temporary alliance between 2 or more groups, especially within political parties. It's a relationship on a specific project or an issue for the current term which shall be stated or published for recognizing the purpose of the alliance. In order to grow and develop the party, the Partnerships and Coalitions Committee may seek opportunities for the party to coalesce with other organizations on issues on which the party and such organizations agree. These alliances are not to be part of the statutory party and are temporary project agreements.
Lower tier.
Shall not be granted,
Honestly,
shall not be granted official standing as described for partnership status, shall offer opportunity for growth and development of the Republican Party of Texas, shall not oppose the principles. All partners in a coalition shall work as autonomous organizations in conjunction with RPT to promote, promote
conservatism.
or provoke, whatever. We may seek and receive RPT funding for special projects, if any party funds are dispersed to a coalition. So, yeah, so temporary, so these are more, to me, sounds like more like an ad hoc group
Yeah.
for a specific purpose, legislative session, something like that, get out the vote.
So it seems to me that we would need to amend the bylaws in order to allow pachyderms of
I
standing
agree
only.
with you, somehow.
But I don't wanna exclude like the 2 Houston clubs and the new club happening in,
Well, I don't think it would. I just think in order, we either abide by the bylaws or we
Yeah.
don't.
Right?
well, it's only because I opened my big mouth and mentioned that we're national instead of a statewide, but I figured full disclosure, I'll learn.
Well,
Well, it's-
that's how we get around
Someone
it.
done
Then
that
if the
research.
bylaws are to be amended, we change statewide to allow national organizations. Like,
So you have to
To me,
take the
statewide just
unintended
means it has
consequences
a
of that.
location, it has chapters in multiple cities. It is statewide, in Houston, San Antonio, Waco, Tyler,
But there's
But we're
no,
not
But
getting,
there's no, the problem is having the relationship with each specific club
Right.
that
Instead of one person
adheres to.
represented.
right,
For the,
right.
Yeah.
And then each club
Is
submits their
Houston.
bylaw.
The national is based in Houston.
Then,
Well,
then
they got
the
it
Houston
documented.
headquarters should fill out the documents
And Houston.
and turn it in as,
Right.
as the partnership.
Well,
That's who
they
needs to
came,
do it.
they came from Houston, the national bylaws are what I sent in.
So who's the national person there? Did they
Suzanne
sign?
Feather.
And she signed off?
Well, she didn't sign anything, it's an email document.
But there's a signature.
For Whitewater.
No, there's a signature.
Yeah, there was a letter.
Is that her signature?
Let me see, I didn't actually, I was taking these things out, just put, like, put it forward and,
So she,
let me see, it's probably hers,
Hang on, let me go back.
unless it's the president's.
Oh, good, let me complete all that.
That's a nice motorcycle,
I like it, thank you.
very shiny.
Is there anything, no, that's one thing that we need to look at is the bylaws,
Yes.
okay? Seriously.
How do we fix it?
Yeah,
You have more than bylaws.
Because I don't wanna exclude people, I wanna include.
No,
No, but I-
yes,
but-
we're in agreement with you.
right, we
But we
agree,
gotta
but
do it
I
right.
am a rule follower and the bylaws say, so, and if, I mean, why have them if we're not gonna do them because the unintended consequences of other people? So either change the bylaws to
That's just what.
make it happen or get the right stuff.
And as a general rule of thumb, I would add that most of the time when we do have a national organization, they do appoint a statewide or regional.
Right, right.
And so if there is that kind of, you know, because it's good for, it's healthy for growth and development.
Well, the Texas board member of the national is Colonel Fred Solis.
Yeah.
So maybe that's,
So
maybe that's a way around it.
that's the regular state person.
There you go.
So we have a regular state person.
So, yeah, so we have, you know, he's our Texas member of the board.
On the
On
national,
the national board.
so he could sign off on,
I would think so, yeah.
Solis, S-O-L-I-S.
So we probably just need to go back and rediscuss that.
On behalf of the Texas chapters of the National Federation of Academic Clubs.
Yeah, the Texas chapters are like the Alamo one, the Houston one.
Galveston has one.
Yeah.
The Texas chapters of the National Federation.
Who signed it on behalf of the Texas chapter?
They didn't see the letter.
I'm not ready.
Okay, so that's what,
Wait a minute, hang on. This is National Federation.
Because limited us like the car malfunction. Right. Well, right.
Okay.
And if you do that,
This may be it, but let's see what's signed.
Well, it's probably signed by her because I sent to her asking for the information. It is signed by Suzanne Feather.
Executive Director of the National Federation.
So you just want me to get you something from Colonel Solis?
Yeah, I think it'd be good.
Okay, what would you like? What kind of document do you need?
But the letter that we
I
sent
would
out,
do that same form.
the same form, and just asking for, a signature. You got it, that's it, please.
The letter, yeah.
Yeah, the renewal.
Yes, that's it.
Just renewal letter. The renewal letter signed by the Texas state, this Texas state,
representative.
Or the Texas leader.
the Texas state
Is that okay with
leader.
you?
yeah, yeah.
Does that work?
And then we put it with what you've got, and then
Okay.
off you go. Yes.
Everybody okay with everybody?
Yep, yeah, that's fine, yeah.
If you agree, raise your right hand.
Right. Oh, you, oh, that was me! Oh, my goodness. That was me.
raise or left. I know.
Yes.
Always the odd man out. I got it.
Yes, no.
Right, it's okay.
Okay.
I just, we've got to have our
Yes,
eyes.
yes, yes.
Until
Now,
all
we're
the
gonna talk about that bylaw.
Okay.
But again, y'all, if you, your homework for next
I have
time,
it.
if
I'll
you see
send it to
something in
him
the
now.
bylaw, if
Okay.
you do need to clean up and work fix,
It's silly, it's just a, the one that says
I'll show you.
We're trying to get the clubs involved, that's what our
Yeah,
main
sure.
objective is to
Sure.
get Texas clubs involved.
Sure.
Okay, Jill, guess what?
Yes.
I wanted to- Can we get a quick picture of all of this?
Yes.
Say, and you said, y'all, correct me if I'm wrong, when Kit was talking, okay, did you not say last time that the TFOW sent a resolution in about banning?
Yes, they did, it's McClellan County.
McLennan's.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
I
Ms. Lennon.
I wish, I needed you in here because she said TFRW clubs are not allowed to do
Who
resolutions.
said that?
No, no.
Oh, what she said she did.
Or no, I mean TFRW doesn't do resolutions.
So the clubs can.
So it was.
The club can.
Okay, so the clubs
Not
can,
TFOW.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, so that's what, okay.
That's wrong.
And
That's why I
if
needed-
there's another club, I'd love to know that because I wanna give them a credit for that. So if you know of any other clubs besides.
Because I asked about the band Democrat chairs, what was their position on that, and she said they,
The letter that
as
says big
TFRW, does
Also,
not take a
all
position
to do is
at
put
all.
one name.
And then she went into resolutions, I didn't ask about resolutions, but she went into, we don't do resolutions.
So what's the point
But that's the
name?
But
TFRW.
Yes.
Each club.
Okay, I'll say it.
Yeah, but overall, they are, she has assured me they are supporting our legislative priorities.
Yeah.
And banning their charities, so legislative
Good luck with
priorities.
that.
I'm optimistic.
About TFRW?
Yes,
Okay.
So are
absolutely.
we adjourning or what?
No, we're gonna get a
We're
picture
taking a
real
picture,
quick.
yeah.
Because Jill's gotta go.
Oh, wait, do you wanna
Yes,
adjourn
we
and
have,
then
we
take a
have to
picture?
immortalize this, look,
The ouch.
the ouch, yeah.
Listen, homework for next time, go over because I wanna clean up the website at the second quarterly meeting. So go over the bylaws, any other new groups, the ones that are coalitions, coalition partnerships to them. Like the Liberty.
Personally, I think it'd be easier if like all of them off of the website
Yeah,
and start
just
it
have
as
them approved.
we
Yes,
get,
you're approved.
yes, as we get documentation and they're approved, add them, because
I'm
it's
trying to get a whole
confusing.
group of right now because it costs us money every time we cut that.
And it's time they have to update the website.
What?
Yes, if there's somebody who wants to donate, help,
Yes, exactly.
that'd be probably well appreciated, but as it
James,
is.
can you do that?
There's certain things James could do and certain things he can't.
Well, not only that, he didn't write the original code, and so writing, and getting into the original code is problematic.
Yes.
As we discussed, I discussed that, because lots of us, not me, I know how to turn my computer on and off.
Well, I mean, I can do
But
WordPress.
I live with techies, so,
No, I wanted the Band Democrat share on the homepage of our website, I wanted the link, because people were asking me, how do I order a t-shirt? And they were having a hard time finding the link. And I asked James, I said, is there any way we can put it? And he said, no, because he has to create a link. And I still don't quite understand why the answer was no, but apparently it costs money, and
So
that's
he
money.
must not can put it on,
So-
make a landing page on the front end.
That's it, that's it.
The landing page
It's
is
the
all
landing
to do
page.
that, so,
Yeah.
okay.
But if anybody would like to volunteer those services for free,
They want me to know.
that would be awesome.
But we've got a couple of solid organizations that we've been affiliated with, who have been good partners for years.
Yes, yes.
And there's no rush for the rest.
No.
If they didn't get it to us in this amount of time, they can wait a few months.
Well, TRCCA, well,
Where are they? Holy cow, where are they? You want me to go ask?
No,
Toby?
no.
no,
Okay.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
no, they're.
Okay, so what is our deadline for the following clubs? And by,
for the following part, for the partnerships,
right, so for the following clubs that we're missing information for, what is their deadline to clean up the web? Because we're cleaning up the website every
Let's give them a week, if they don't been work at it for a month, we take it a little bit.
you wanna give them to like the end of the year, so I guess
Yeah, I
it's
think
holidays
January
and stuff, give
2nd.
them like maybe the end of the year, something, January
that's it.
tenth,
January
something,
second,
because
January.
they may be doing Christmas parties and not really doing meetings and stuff like that.
Give it till January first?
January, I'd say like January tenth or
Let's
something
do
like that,
it.
just make up a day.
Yeah, I would say tenth, and then let's have a
More than
Zoom
we have.
after that.
Yeah.
But in the
Okay.
meantime, in the meantime, as far as a vote, do you have to, like, at your report tomorrow, do you have to bring before the body, we vote to, the committee's recommendation of do we continue these?
Right, we didn't vote on anybody today.
Well, and if I can interject, what we're doing is we're presenting a report before the body.
Yes.
They will move to approve the report on whatever we are doing.
Right,
So
but we have to,
right now-
should we approve the report before we send it?
Well, of course, but what we're saying is that we've heard from these organizations, these are the ones that we have so far. We've extended our deadline to January 10th for the following organizations to get their
Yes,
stuff together, basically. Yes, and that'll be the report that we present to the larger body tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay,
Officially.
and new organizations, though, that we have not contacted, and you don't, if you want to do it, I'm still concerned about these young conservatives.
See?
They won't.
The young conservatives call them to say on their website that they are not partisan.
Because
On their website.
They have a status, tax exempt status, so they can't.
That's a no,
Okay, that's a no.
made that easy.
Yeah.
So
Next
my research
generation
did
younger
something.
GOP, Michelle Gamboa.
What about,
I'm sorry,
Next generation younger GOP.
I didn't know Michelle started a new one.
never heard of it. Next
Um,
generation, say it again?
No?
Next gen younger GOP.
Sounds like she was trying to be a hip young person, just like Young Red tried back in the day.
So she came to you wanting to be a partner?
How did it was brought up at the last meeting, it was brought up, that that was a new organization we wanted to, I don't know who said it.
Have they submitted anything to us?
No.
Then, no.
Well, they get put on the list of people we haven't heard from yet.
Yeah.
Must be a year-round conservative.
And they said, it says I'm here to reach out to them, so, okay, okay. Who wants to do it?
No!
Yeah, here's
Okay.
okay.
Why? Who? What am I doing?
I will, okay.
Okay.
I love doing research.
Okay, cool.
I shouldn't have said that out loud.
No, you'll learn
Thank you for
quickly in this
volunteering for-
organization.
So,
And I know Michelle Gamboa without her info.
so just a second, I need the official name.
Okay, official name. Next gen younger GOP. That's the name we got last time.
And who was the person you said something to
Michelle
about?
Gamboa.
Michelle Gamboa.
Who has contact?
I do, if my phone wasn't dead.
Oh, yeah. Down here.
Will you send that to Elaine Cook?
Hmm?
When you get on bed, will you send that to Elaine Cook?
You get a bed.
I watched the show. the
Okay,
other day.
Republican Latino conservatives.
Oh, that's out of Dallas, I think. That's Rolando,
Can I see it?
No.
No.
He's in Houston, he's,
there's two guys. Okay.
Well, let me ask Alan about that one too, though, because she may not think we need to reach out.
Okay, what's the name?
It says Republican Latino conservatives.
I thought that it was Hispanic.
Yeah. I don't know why we put this guy down. Fernando Salazar has this Hispanic television show.
Was he the one associated with that group, or?
No, they did this no group.
Just on the notes, if you-
Well, I think that was the discussion that we had about, like, Fernando Salazar.
And also, I think,
And I think that might have been in conjunction with the new,
but who cares, because I think last time it's beginning to sound like you're just having like a brainstorming session, and that's the way some of us thought of it. And so you were just saying, hey, does anybody know any organizations? Or does anybody know anybody who might want to be involved?
Susan
wasn't a-
Fountain. Susan Fountain will know the name of the new, relatively new Latino group in Dallas because he's,
So it's gotta be statewide.
But again, that
yes,
is part of the
he is
state.
statewide, but he personally lives in Dallas and is part, I think, part of the executive board of Dallas too.
So there's Texas Latino Conservatives,
Yes.
TLC.
and then there's Hispanic and Latino, Republican, that must be different, Republican National Hispanic Assembly. I get confused.
Oh, yeah. Why does everybody have to have their own brand new group?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
so do you think this Republican Latino Conservatives is the same as Texas Latino
we
Conservatives?
need to find out.
So,
Oh, who's on the website right now, though?
I'm on the Texas Latino Conservatives, and
Well,
it's TLC, Texas Latino Conservatives.
so I just wanna make sure we have all of these are all done. So Texas Federation of Republicans.
Oh, it's a
Okay,
nonprofit,
MLK was
Nope.
your call.
can't do it.
Can't
Okay.
do it, it's
So-
not qualified. It
Yeah,
can't-
so it's a nonprofit. TLC is a nonprofit. Texas Latino Conservatives operates as a nonprofit
And they can't.
under the IRS, yada yada, so we can take that one off.
One option.
Not that we're trying to nix people, but
But their own.
it does sound that way, doesn't it?
No, but they wouldn't wanna be a part of us because we would disqualify them from
So
this.
Right,
what's
when
the
they're
name of the group again, one more time?
Texas Latino Conservatives, and their logo stuff is TLC. I'm sure we all get stuff from them, so I've seen that logo.
And make sure we have links to all these websites.
Do you want their web address to, no?
If they're
Okay,
ineligible, they're not.
okay.
Okay,
Sure, say website.
MLK Association. Does anyone know Eric Hall?
I used to.
He was in the group, the meeting last time, and he said, oh, I'll do it.
Wait, he wasn't present here,
How did we get his name on there?
cause somebody from Houston or Dallas must have known him or something.
Maybe.
But remember, if it was just a spaghetti throwing on see what sticks session last time, we don't need to
But he's,
necessarily
but
change
MLK
it down.
Association is on the RPT.
Oh, okay, so at one point it was,
So Karen, you wanna take care of this one and find out?
no, I tried to contact him, I emailed it, but it's been like
I'll
5 years.
ask,
I don't
I'll
know.
ask Troy if he knows anything about it.
As we know, MLK and also the Huntington. Okay. Texas Liberty Caucus. I think that's a coalition also.
It's a coalition.
And I don't think we need to reach out to them because it's a Marco.
No, you're mistaking it, that's a similar name, but not the same one.
Oh,
What is it? Tell me
Which one is
again.
Marco's?
Texas, tell me the name, the exact name.
Texas Liberty Caucus.
No, it is not Marco's, it is a completely separate one. Marco has a similar name, but it is 5 words long, not 3. But it also uses the word liberty, I think, in his, in
What about
Texas.
Republican
So,
Liberty
I can
Caucus?
tell you
I
this,
thought it's called something.
Okay, okay.
so Republican Liberty Caucus of Texas is the one you're talking
Is
There's
Marco's.
2 of them,
about. So,
and that's Marco's.
that is the one you're talking about. The Republican Liberty Caucus of Texas is,
Is it affiliated with Marco Roberts?
co-opting with LCR.
That's Marco's.
Okay, so the other one you're,
Separate.
MLK, what's the rest of it?
It just says MLK.
so I'm not finding just Texas Liberty Caucus. I've got Republican Liberty Caucus of Texas. This is where I get so confused. Because the exact name that we have doesn't match what I can find. So it has all the same words in it, they're in a different order.
Why aren't people more unique? Next organization
Republican-
needs to have a unique name.
Yeah, so Texas Republican Liberty Caucus, and then there, oh my gosh. Texas Republican Liberty Caucus, and then there's a Republican Liberty Caucus of Texas,
Well, we don't want anything on it.
just to be safe.
Okay. Okay, is that the
Is
end
there
of
a
the
next
list?
one? Is there another one?
That's it. That's all that's-
That's the last one you have.
I sent you James Kenyatta's
Okay.
contact info, he's the chair of the Liberty Caucus.
Which
Madam
Liberty Caucus?
Chair, I
Yeah.
make a motion that we approve all the people who
Submitted.
submitted their applications to us by today.
Second.
Yeah, these are renewals, so.
Yeah, and they've already been approved and pre-existed, and it's just a continuance of a renewal of theirs.
Okay, so we have
All in
a,
favor?
Of their partners,
Yeah,
as partners.
partners.
Yeah, we didn't
all
do
in
coalition.
favor?
We only had
Aye.
one
Aye.
coalition. We only had one coalition, and that was, what was it? Can you look that up?
One coalition?
On the RPT, the RPT page.
Looking for Michelle Gamboa's contact.
Me.
There you go, I have her, this is the phone number I have for her before my phone dies again.
Okay, read it to me, if I can see it.
903
blah,
399 5656.
Okay.
So we're gonna get that changed on the website where it doesn't just say
Is
partners, right?
Coalition, for
So
a
it's
coalition.
all auxiliary.
Yeah, for-
No, I don't know.
Trouble auxiliary.
It's that next gen.
I know, but it says that, so
Hannah
coalitions
469
is that
714
Republican Liberty Caucus of Texas, Jeff LeBlanc, chair. You know what, I'm gonna check on that and get to the bottom and search two names and search Liberty Caucus of Texas, Republican Liberty Caucus of Texas, since the wording is, I'll check on that one.
Yeah, and see if it's in.
469-714-7990.
Yeah, and get the real name and so that we know which one, we're talking about. Because this one, Republican Liberty Caucus of Texas, is already on our website.
As a coalition.
Yes.
Oh. See, our website still says auxiliaries.
Right, that's why I was like.
Well, they're not gonna spend the money to make 2 hours worth of changes. They're gonna spend the money to make massive
Right,
change.
but if the bylaws were changed last year to change the name of them, did we not make any bylaw changes to the website when we made bylaws changes?
No,
I'm not sure what we do on that.
I mean, that's,
we didn't spend the money. I think last.
I mean, 'cause this
correct
was
me if
changed
I'm
before
wrong,
I
we're
was
talking
elected.
about tens of thousands of dollars.
Oh, no.
Right,
I'm
but,
not feeling it. We're in tomorrow.
what, yes, what size, Morgan?
Oh, I'm just gonna grab a large.
Okay, 50.
All right, get you that. Wear it tomorrow.
Yes,
Wear it on tomorrow.
yes, we are.
We're wearing it tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm wearing my parka tomorrow, this room's cold.
Well, I'm wearing a jacket over mine because it's cold.
Yeah, and I brought a jacket.
Are these already spoken for?
No,
These are extra.
those are the ones that we need people to buy and wear. Yeah,
Okay, I'll take a large.
okay? Yay!
Do we have any smalls for
Yes, we have like 2
Okay,
left.
anybody
Yes,
else?
$15.
Okay.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Yes, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Not debatable tonight.
It's like I swear somebody's no. I
What's
swear somebody's no on that. Like, well, we're holding it. You can say a word.
So tomorrow in our report, I'm gonna put up a general electronic report, I've got a slide that will have
You did do it. You were the first one to show up.
Annabelle.
And I'll
And
make
you're
sure
gonna
that you-
contact. You're gonna check up.
The coalition, to make sure we get
So
the
I'm
right
gonna
name.
contact the coalition.
That'd be
I
good.
pick up 2 of the organizations.
I love it, you did have the same idea.
Oh my heavens!
And he changed because he saw
If
the ordinance.
Virgil walks in with that shirt on somewhere, that's gonna be it.
Okay, I've got.
No, I haven't. but I-
So you can buy one at David's House.
You can check it out.
We're gonna wear them tomorrow. So, yeah,
If
so,
not,
okay, my
then
phone is.
you
Yeah,
can-
just get it, give it to me. Yes,
No, we're gonna
get it.
Yes, go stay.
Can we find out if Virgil has this shirt and bring it with him?
Y'all are so bad, I can't wait. Yes. So small, it's okay, but
Yeah, email it to me again. I'm so sorry. My phone keeps dying in the middle of our trying to.
there you go.
All right.
Oh, I'm sure, I'm sure it is.
13 different tries and I couldn't open it.
Bylaws?
Yes.
So I have some rough notes if y'all talk about anything else other than the Republican Liberty Caucus of Texas and this.
Yeah, mine keeps, I keep having to go, clear, and recharge it.
And I forgot my little cute things and my porta towels.
Okay.
remind somebody later, Jerry, I couldn't get any of the documents, well, I told you that earlier in the bathroom.
Because I got
We got a
it and
bathroom
it printed.
No, we took the.
That's where I
We took a
got it.
bathroom break.
But I'm concerned, so, but,
I have a phone number for that call.
So-
I'm not very often. I can try to get, what do they need to send it?
that's how I did it.
No,
I got it.
no, on him.
Because it's just,
Yes,
Why
no,
does
no.
yours automatically lock? Yes, yes, it just locks automatically.
Yeah, there's no choice.
What is your last name?
Marshall. M-A-R-S-H-A-L-L.
They said the letter is really.
You didn't want, you didn't want to owe me money, and now I owe you money.
I sent you the letter.
All this high five makes my head swim.
You and me both.
So, you might receive something from me, Mike.
So they're in order, guys. They're medium,
SD
large, extra large.
Got you.
So they are in order, okay? To help keep me,
What if they don't have a?
I think I can get it.
I now owe you $5.
Their Facebook page then.
You did that on purpose,
I did that on purpose.
so that I would owe
Their
you.
Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
Every organization has a Facebook page.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
What's the deal about tonight and where is it?
Gabriella's or something like that. Okay.
I know it's
What you got?
south, isn't it? Where we
Yeah.
at?
What do you have?
We got t-shirts.
I know, you me
We're
15
gonna have a
What
caravan
size?
down there.
You got extra large, I'm trying to keep inventory because we're running.
I didn't know we wanted that.
Yeah, nobody wants Jerry driving.
Yeah, really.
Jerry can't drive.
No sudden maneuvers.
I hope you get complicated, sir.
Robin, what'd you get?
Well, I don't know.
You can, no, you can have it, that's fine. I'm just
I'll give you a
inventory
loan,
wise,
my
because
rates are
we're
very
350 and we're getting down.
I have a credit
You are
card. You want a
amazing.
credit card?
Sorry.
Oh, I was kidding, I said, I'll give her a loan.
Okay, you are done. Now I can give John back the money I owe him, so I'm not.
Yeah, I didn't bring
Here,
my
don't
check.
go to the job, don't go to the job.
Oh.
If you sell it, Excel, tell
you
me.
want this
No, I'm paying for her.
Oh, you are so sweet.
Well, look at.
No, yeah, you can keep it, yeah.
I'll pay that.
That's
I'll
it.
buy you dinner, well, it's not always- I'll buy you dinner, so not.
Oh, yeah. Buy him a drink, it's cash bar, so there you
For
go.
a couple glasses of wine.
There, okay, what size do you have? Okay.
Anything that they're doing.
I'm trying to manage, inventory. Yes, no, I love it, so yes, give it back, don't give it to, but don't give it to John, right?
All day tomorrow? Is
We're
that
wearing them
what time?
tomorrow to take a group picture.
Okay, do you know what time we're
No,
taking?
she just wants, so I would imagine we'll do it in the morning, but I brought a jacket to put over.
That's hard, how did you have to want it?
And they're asking a time for the photo for shirts, so I don't know the answer to that.
I don't know.
I'm wearing mine all day. I'm wearing mine all day too, so, every picture I'm in is gonna say Dan across it.
Yeah, maybe we get a picture at lunchtime, maybe? Because I think I do my report right after lunch. I haven't.
Or
Usually it's right after lunch. But, I'm just wearing a jacket over it.
You said you had extras.
I
He
do.
wants to buy t-shirts.
Yay!
I'll take some to talk to you.
Yes, yes. So do you know what side? I'm Galen.
Gillian and April.
Oh, nice to meet you.
So give me,
He was, sorry,
yeah, it used to be.
Oh, so he's an elite too.
yeah, he graduated in Penn Chairman.
I
He's a very
was a counter to,
Yes.
Maggie.
Oh, well, there you go.
I just
So
found.
I'll take, give me 5 medium, 5 large, 5 whatever.
Abraham, I just got a picture
Okay.
of you like from 8 years ago at a YR convention. I found a picture of you.
Oh my
Really?
gosh, really? I wanna see it.
Oh, it's so cute. We're all so young.
That's true.
No gray
We're
in the.
still young.
No gray hair.
He had no facial hair.
Oh my goodness. So did y'all ever find out?
Oh, I don't have that right yet. I'll pull it out in a minute.
Yes, yes.
That was the funniest email I've ever seen.
Oh, you
I
saw the
just-
email?
Well, yeah, someone your SREC for Senate District 30.
Oh.
So I have part of your county.
Then I finally
Yeah.
got lost my pull and decided to write a pretty
It
big
was so
email.
good. It was so good. It's possibly one of my favorite things to read just after Thanksgiving.
And what is it? What are you
I'll
reading?
look for it.
Are we live?
Oh,
I don't know whose that is.
Oh, that's Troy's.
It's
Troy.
probably still live.
Turn it off.
Right, this is true.
Oh, yeah, we're still on.
We're still live.
We're still
Turn
live.
it off, Roy.
Bye. Hey, if you need an extra large, I ordered 2 extras, and I'm not sure I ordered them for.